Hello, welcome to Yoga with Michelle. Today we're going to be doing a quick tutorial on how to do crow pose. So crow pose is the kind of the first arm balance that a lot of people learn, and it just takes a little bit of mechanical figuring out and some patience, and you'll be right on your way. So I actually have a block that I'm going to use for one option of crow. If you've got a block at home, go ahead and grab it. If not, you can grab a thick book or even a couple cushions. It's just really to get our feet and our hips a little bit higher than what might be a little bit normal. So I'm going to start with the hand placement. I'm going to face the camera first. So your fingers, you really want to spread your hands really wide. So I'm going to turn this way so you can see that I'm just spreading as far as I can, and then all four corners of the hands are going to plant down onto the ground. And then you're going to be actively gripping the ground with the pads of your fingers. So for some people, that means maybe the fingertips lift up a little bit. And what that does is just helps to catch your balance as you begin to lean forward into the posture. Now, as we're doing crow pose, the hands are going to be shoulder width distance apart. So you can go a little bit wider and a little bit more narrow, but ideally you want your bones stacking right on top of bones. Now I'm going to start with the block. So you place both of your feet on the block. So your knees are a little bit wider so your chest can fall through. So get your hand placement, spread the hands, get the connection, engage the pads of the finger. And then already, if you notice, my knees are really close to my armpits. So I'm going to snuggle my knees into my armpits, lift my hips, and I just lean forward. Now you can just play with this and practice leaning forward and back. And as you get more comfortable, you begin to maybe pick up one foot and maybe both feet. Now your gaze is just slightly in front of you. Now I'm going to place the block off to the side and do crow pose without the block. Now, as you begin to do arm balances, one thing you really want to do is shift your center of gravity. So for a lot of people, that means leaning forward. And it's going to feel weird. You're not going to fall over. That's why you have your hands and your wrists to kind of catch you. And if you feel uncomfortable, place some cushions in front of you. But, you know, every yogi has a good face plant every now and then. So again, get your hand position. Now here I'm not using the block, but I'm lifting my hips really high. I'm going to come up onto my tiptoes and bend my elbows. So it's like chaturanga arms. And then my knees are coming right into my armpits. I lean forward. So if you notice, I do that lean, still gripping, maybe pick up one foot, maybe that other. So for here, you want to try to bring your feet together, squeezing them close to your glutes. And then maybe eventually you straighten your arms just a little bit. So you can roll out your wrist, hang out in crow pose for a few breaths. You can come in and out of it. And yeah, so that is the basics of crow pose. Now, if you already have crow pose and you want to add on a little bit of a challenge, I'll demonstrate 3 different variations of a challenge for you. So if you know crow and you want to learn to shoot back, honestly, it just takes a little bit of courage to do that. One thing I would recommend is using pants if you have a short sleeve shirt or long sleeve shirt if you have shorts, because the friction of your skin will prevent your knee from shooting off the back of your leg. So when you get into crow pose, you're already in that chaturanga position with your arms. So you're here. You gaze forward, you take a breath in, and you shoot your legs back into that chaturanga position. Again, if you don't feel comfortable doing it without a mat or just on your floor, have some cushions nearby. So that's the first variation if you want to up level. Another one is baby crow. For some, baby crow might be a little bit easier. For others, it takes a lot more flexibility in the hips. So baby crow, your face is a lot closer to the ground, so you're less likely to kind of have a really big face plant. So spread your fingers wide, but we're going to bring our forearms to the ground. So again, shoulder width distance, the elbow is right in line with the shoulder. You lean forward, come up onto the toes, and then you kind of snuggle the knees again into the elbows. And then you lean forward, So you notice my face is really close and I'm picking up my hips, but I'm balancing, so I'm not touching the ground. And that's baby crow. So if you have some wrist issues, that might be a nice option because there's a lot less pressure on the wrist. Now, this is one of the harder ones. I honestly don't know what it's called, but it's where you cross your arms and then you try to do crow balancing that way. So I'll demonstrate forward. Your arms are going to be crisscrossed like this, and then you're going to be leaning forward again, bringing your knees to the backs of your arms. So again, this just takes a little bit of bravery. If you fall out, just get right back in. So again, you gaze forward, and I'm not super great at this one, but it's always nice to play around. So lean forward, maybe pick up one foot. I don't personally feel like my knees are close enough, so maybe I'm going to just come a little bit closer. And in this one, you really need to lean forward, then find that balance, maybe just for a second with one foot, and then the other. So that one is a lot harder. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial. Feel free to let me know what you think about it, and I hope you have a great day.